بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صلى الله عليك يا رسول الله وعلى أهل بيتك المظلومين. صلى الله عليك يا وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله العهد مني لزيارتكم. Everybody together. السلام على الحسين. Louder. وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. صلوات. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to hasten the appearance of our beloved Imam Mahdi ajalallah ta'ala faraj al-sharif with the blessing of another loud salawat. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us amongst His companions and His sincere soldiers with the blessing of another loud salawat. قال الله الحكيم في محكم كتابه الكريم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وكونوا مع الصادقين. O you who have faith, be wary of Allah and be with the truthful. Companions of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein and their lives, when we examine it and we look at their lives, can teach us many beautiful, actionable lessons that we can learn, and inshallah, if we implement those actions and those lessons into our life, we, by the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, can be amongst the soldiers of Imam Mahdi, inshallah. Say inshallah. So we do have a role model that we can apply their teachings, or we call it in Farsi or Arabic uswa, someone that we can imitate, we can learn from. But the thing that we should learn, and we have to look at the history and the verses of the Holy Quran and the narrations of Ahlul Bayt, is that when we read them, we should not pass by them easily. No, we should sit and think and ponder about every movement of these companions, every verses of the Holy Quran, every narration. It has many lessons. Again, as we mentioned within the first night, an event can change person's life in accepting the path of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. One small event that we have read, heard, discussed it many times, but we were never influenced. But if we look at with the eyes of ibrah, that I want to learn something from it, we can see how the history of Karbala, how the lives of the companions of Imam Hussein alayhi salam will change us. And inshallah, we will be part of the companions of Imam Mahdi, inshallah. Chapter 3, verse 146. Allah describes the points that we discussed it the first night, that a leader, prophets, Imams need companions, need soldiers, need ansar in order for them to succeed with their mission. The Holy Quran states, وَكَأَيٍّ مِّن نَبِيٍّ قُتِلَ مَعَهُ رِبِّيُّونَ كَثِيرٌ فَمَا وَهَنُوا لِمَا أَصَابَهُم فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ وَمَا ضَعَفُوا وَمَا اسْتَكَانُوا وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الصَّابِرِينَ. chapter 3, verse 146. How many of the prophets fought in Allah's way, and with them fought large bands of godly, devoted, religious, learned men. Prophets fought, but with them they had companions. Rasulullah in the battle of Badr, 313 people, which also, as the Imams of Ahlul Bayt have mentioned, and as we have mentioned, when Imam Mahdi ajalallah ta'ala faraj sharif reappears, that will be his first amount of soldiers that he will have. It will be 313. How many of the prophets fought in Allah's way, and with them fought large bands of godly, devoted, religious, learned men, but they never lost heart for that which did befall them. Very important. That's the first characteristics. They were never lost heart. That their irada, their determination, their willpower never shook. It was strong, firm, no matter what befall them. Nor did they weaken nor degrade themselves, and Allah loves the patient ones. Strong and unshakable willpower and determination is one of the first characteristics of companions of Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam, especially Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Because when we talk about it, as we said, talk is cheap. Imam Mahdi, when you reappear, this is it. I'll be there for you. But as we mentioned in the previous night, the night of Ashura, when Imam affirmed it and assured them that tomorrow all of us will die, more than 90% of the people left and 10% stayed. Because those 90% that left, those 90%, they had shakable. Their faith, their belief, their iman, their love for Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam was not strong enough. So starting today, if I want to know if Imam Mahdi ajalallah ta'ala faraj sharif reappears tomorrow, how I will behave, which camp I will belong, I can see my faith and iman. How much my iman worth to me. We discussed it last night. Abu Dharr al-Ghifari's iman cost him his life. He died, he starved to death because he didn't want to be silenced when it came to haqq. I'll mention what is haqq and what is batil. Ali ibn Abi Talib haqq because he has heard from Rasulullah, Aliyun al-haqq wal-haqqu ma'a Ali. He has heard it. So he kept saying it. They tried to buy him, they were not able to buy him. Uthman tried to buy him with $200. He was not able to buy him. The night that he was starving and he didn't have a loaf of bread, he couldn't be bought by Muawiyah and Uthman. How much my deen worth to me? Sheikh, how can we see this? I mean, iman, I believe and I think it's really, really worthy. I'll tell you right now. I'll give you very, very tangible. When haram approaches me, and I can see, if I lower my gaze, that shows how much iman I have. What is it worth for me? It's not worth it for me to sell my deen for one glance at haram. It's not worth it. Beautiful story. A person sat next to one of our ulama, and he was wearing a gold ring. That marja' taqleed, he wanted to influence him and to tell him this is haram, wearing a ring, wearing a gold for men is haram. He told him, is it worth it for you to enter hell because of one sin or because of million sin? Alaykum as-salam. He said, of course, million sin, it's because if you get to hell because of one sin, it's not worth it. Million sin, at least it was okay. I did enjoy my life in this world, and right now let me just burn in hell. At least 70, 80, 90 years, 100 years, I enjoyed it. He said it's not worth it for you to enter hellfire for one ring, one gold ring, or one necklace. It's not worth it. Heaven, it's worth for us to do whatever it is possible to get to heaven. And hell, it's not worth it for us to do anything to enter hell. These companions, Allah says, they did not, but they never lost heart for that which did befall them. No matter what happened to them, they did have very strong willpower and determination. So I have tonight, the action plan will be from tonight and tomorrow onward. Let me every day examine my willpower, my irada, my determination. When it comes to haram, will I say nope? When it comes to winter time and I'm sleeping under the blanket and the alarm goes off and I have to wake up for salah, that shows how much willpower I have to remove the blanket, go to the bathroom, wash my face, do wudu, and pray. That shows how much determination I have. When the time comes and my parents are telling me something to do and it's a little bit beyond my comfort zone, if I raise my voice, that shows how weak is my determination and willpower. But if I control that anger and I didn't say a word, I said yes, and I lowered my gaze and I lowered my wing in front of them, that shows I have a strong determination and willpower. How can we get to that point? How can we reach to the point that our willpower and determination is strong? One action a day. One lesson a day. One wajib act a day. One verse of Quran a day. One narration a day. One small act. Again, as I mentioned, I was watching TED, beautiful speech by someone of how he will teach you how to achieve all of your goals. And he will talk about 15, 20 minutes. A lot of viewers, everybody clap. While I was watching it, I remember one hadith from the Amir al-Mu'min, commander of the faithful, Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, beautifully illustrates this 15 minutes TED talk that all of us would say, wow, look at these people, TED, everybody's talking about it. Amir al-Mu'minin 1400 years ago, he said this hadith, قَلِيلٌ مَدُومٌ عَلَيْهِ خَيْرٌ مِّن كَثِيرٍ مَمْلُونٍ مِّنْهِ. Do small thing, but continuous, is better than doing one junk, big junk, and it was only one time. No. قَلِيلٌ مَدُومٌ عَلَيْهِ. Do small act. So he was saying, for example, you want to read a book. But we always have, okay, we want to start, I'm going to sit, and for hours, I'm going to read. He said, no, put 15 minutes time. Today, every day, I'll read 15 minutes. You know, if you read, I calculated, if you read between 15 to 20 minutes a day, you can finish a book in a week, a book of 300 to 400 pages. That's 52 books a year. How much more knowledge I will have by end of the year. It's all about knowledge. Our 4 books of ahadith, Kutub al-Arba'a, Al-Kafi al-Sharif, Tahdhib, Istibsar, Man la yahdharuhu al-Faqih, all of these books, when you open the first chapters, it's all about the ilm, knowledge, aql. It's not about tawheed. It's not about salah. It's about aql and ilm and knowledge. And how much knowledge do I have? How much knowledge of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, which they have taught us how to achieve everything that we want by being persistent every day. So the action plan will be, if my salahs are late, shaitan comes. Allah says within the Holy Quran, وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا خُطُوَاتِ الشَّيْطَانِ. Do not follow the footstep of shaitan. Allah didn't say do not follow shaitan. No, do not follow the footstep of shaitan. What is the footstep of shaitan? Shaitan, na'udhu billah, won't come to you and say you go and talk with the opposite gender and go and have a relationship and have haram, haram, haram. No, shaitan comes with the first smile. First glance, that's the first step. Second glance, staring. Third step, conversation. Sheikh, it's only work-related discussion, educational-related discussion. Then leads to a little bit personal, little bit touching, little bit hugging, and inshallah, they will come to Sheikh to do the marriage for them, inshallah. Let's keep it that way. Not going another way. وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا خُطُوَاتِ الشَّيْطَانِ. That's the weapon of shaitan. He comes to us step by step. So let's fight him back step by step. How? For example, my salah is 10 minutes before sunrise. Or as soon as I say Allahu Akbar, my first rak'ah is before sunrise, the second rak'ah is sunrise. So that's it. From tomorrow night, I became here. I listened to the hadith of Ahl Bayt, verses of the Holy Quran. From tonight, I'll wake up for Salatul Layl, an hour before Salatul Subh. I pray Salatul Layl, 11 rak'ah. No, brother, don't do it. Please. I beg you, don't do it. Tomorrow, instead of 10 minutes to sunrise to pray your morning prayer, I'll pray it half an hour before sunrise. But I make sure for the next 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, I'll make sure half an hour. If not, I'll punish myself. A friend of mine came to me. He said, Sheikh, because I try to always learn from everybody. I learn from all of you. He said, I had a sin that I was committing. I wanted to stop. I did this, it didn't work. I said, next time, if I commit this sin, I'll pay $100 to the charity, $100 to the charity. He said, Sheikh, as soon as I made that nadhr, lillahi alayhi nadhrun, if I did this sin, I'll pay $100 to the charity, to the Masjid. That's it. It's been right now 2 years, I haven't got near that because it's about money. It's about cash. He said there was a smaller sin. I didn't want to commit that. I put $50. If my prayers are delayed, we're not talking about not praying. A'udhu billah. Inshallah. All of us were praying. But some, maybe, their salah is delayed. That's the way shaitan attacks us. We attack him back. So, one sin, less sin a day, willpower. I was talking to the son of one of the Maraja. I told him, how did your father reach to this point? He said he was able to control his nafs. His nafs was in his hand. He was controlling his nafs, not his nafs controlling him. His ego, his desire. I told him how. He said, for example, we're sitting at the dinner table and we have food. I'll see that after food, typically we like some sweets. I love sweet after. For example, baklava. He said, we go for the first one, we take it, wow, enjoy it. We go for the second one, we go for the third and fourth until we can't breathe anymore, and that's the time we stop. He said, numerous occasions I would see that, even not the first time, his hand goes there and I can see the struggle, he takes it back. He's controlling his nafs. One day his son-in-law, the same marja, his son-in-law, he said, I went and I bought him fresh bread. I brought it for him. He ate it. He told me, he saw me later on. He said, thank you so much. That bread with cheese and walnuts and honey and butter and tea was very tasty. Thank you so much. Like I was really happy that I could do something for this marja. He said, tomorrow I came and I bought him. He said, thank you, no more. Because the more I give to this nafs, the more it wants. The more I give it, so the more. I always give this example. Nafs on the left side, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the right side. The more we say yes to our nafs, even halal, we get away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sheikh, are you saying so we should not do even things that are halal? No. But if I see I'm a reckless person, sins come to me and I say welcome with open arm. Famous story, we all know of it. Sheikh al-Ansari, a sheikh that was studying under the hand of Sheikh al-Ansari, Sheikh Mustafa Akhound, he saw a dream, he saw shaitan in his dream. And he saw shaitan has a lot of threads, ropes, and then chains, and then thin chains and thick chains. He told him, what are these chains I use, shaitan? He said, I use these threads, ropes, chains. I use it, I put it around people's neck, and I drag them to myself. When it comes to the haram, I put this around their neck and I pull them. If they have strong iman, I put thicker chain. If they have very weak determination, very weak willpower, I bring a rope. Why should I spend money? I mean, it's cost a lot to go Home Depot and buy more chain and more chain. So I use the thinner one. He said, which one do you use for me? He said, I don't use anything for you. I just tell you, come, you come. Why should I use any of my products? He said, I saw there was one of the thickest chain. It was cut off 3 times. I told him, what happened with this chain? He said, last night I was trying to deceive and I tried to do something, sin for Sheikh Murtada Ansari to commit. 3 times I tried, he didn't. his willpower, his determination, his iman, just said nope. He wakes up, go in the morning to Sheikh Mustafa Akhound. What's happening? This is the dream I saw. What happened? He said, last night, my wife was about to deliver a baby. I didn't have money, marja' taqleed. He said, I had the khums money here. I said to myself, let me just go borrow money from the khums money. Go bring a doctor, bring a nurse, let's deliver the baby. And then tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I get some money here and there, I'll put it back. As soon as I was getting closer, I thought to myself, well, who guarantees I'm going to be alive until the morning? Maybe I'll die and nobody knows about this, and this money will be on my neck. I came, I heard my wife screaming, get me someone. I went again towards the money. I said, no. Third time I did, and then I went and I helped something, and I prayed to Allah, and I helped my wife. We delivered the baby without me touching the money. That was allowed for him to do it. He was borrowing. But his nafs, he said, if I am not alive, but I commit sin left and right, I'm waiting for Ramadan to come, and inshallah, first of Ramadan comes. Let's ask forgiveness, Sheikh. We still have Layal Qadr come. Just take it easy. Just the beginning of Ramadan. So, the determination and the willpower and the irada of the companions of Imam Mahdi, that Imam Hussein, that's something that we have to obtain, learn. That this dunya is temporary for us, and our life is for permanent life after death. So one action a day, one no to our desire a day, and we start having to discipline mind. We do have to have a disciplined mindset. تهذيب النفس قد أفلح من زكاها. Indeed, surely, verily, the person who disciplines and purifies his nafs will attain victory and salvation. أفلح قد أفلح من زكاها. Not you might know. If I have the mindset of disciplining myself, Allah will help me. And Allah says, take one step toward me, toward that saying no to your desire, I will take your hand. But I have to take. I say, Allah, no, you come first. You say, I come one, you come 10 steps toward me. You show me a couple of steps, then I'll come. Allah says, you take the first step, and then I'll come. Second, so that's first, willpower, determination. Second characteristics, and we bring example inshallah. Second characteristics of companions of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, that inshallah by the blessing of Abu Abdullah that he brought us tonight, we will learn from them. And inshallah we become part of the companions of Imam Mahdi. Say inshallah. It was the love of Imam Hussein in their hearts. Love, ashq, mahabba of Imam Hussein in their hearts. It is very, very important. Person comes to the Imam, he says, what is hub and bughd? Imam says, هل الدين إلا الحب والبغض? The religion is completely, it's about love and hate. Loving good and hating evil. Why love? Why love? Because when I love someone, I'll do everything that satisfies the beloved. I think of beloved day and night. I do everything that the beloved wants. I become selfless. It's all about the beloved. It's nothing about me anymore. I, in this relationship, doesn't have any meaning. When we get married, the first couple of months, isn't it all about the beloved? But unfortunately, it's only, for some people, it's only the first couple of months. After the 6-7 months, the pots and the pans and the spoons will be start to become handy. Love. Even something, if I don't like it, I dislike it, I hate it, but because the beloved loves it, I'll do it. I don't like X food. We go to the restaurant, she's like, okay, I want to order. Okay, order. She orders exactly the same thing that I don't like it. How do I eat it? Because it's the beloved, that food becomes the tastiest food ever because she is enjoying me eating this food. I don't like X color. She goes and she buys me X color shirts. And she comes like, I want you to wear this. And we're going to, for example, a very big event. I want you to wear this shirt. It's from the beloved. I will wear it and I will be full with joy because the beloved bought me something. We see this within the lives of the companions of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. It's all about the satisfaction of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Selflessness. Within the night of Ashura and the day of Ashura, there was nothing about the companions, about themselves. It was nothing. They didn't care about themselves at all. It was nothing about them. It was all Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Before bringing evidence, let's talk about حب of أهل البيت. Love of أهل البيت عليهم السلام. عن أمير المؤمنين عليه السلام قال رسول الله لا تزول قدم عبد يوم القيامة حتى يسأل عن أربع. On the day of judgment, you won't be able to take a step until you're asked 4 questions. Number 1, عن عمره فيما أفناه. How did you spend your life? How did I spend my life? Every Monday, definitely football for at least 7-8 hours. Every Sunday, basketball. Every Saturday, this. Every Friday, this. Every 40 hours work and vacation and this and this. I won't be able to answer Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with these. And umurihi fima afna. How did I spend my time? How did I spend my life? Every day, 86,000 minutes and seconds, it's added to our life. How much do I use it? How much of that I use it for the sake of the one who I owe him my life and my existence, which we'll talk about inshallah later tonight. وعن شبابه فيما أبلاه. How did you spend your younghood? 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, all the way to 30. How did you spend those days, those hours, those minutes? All of these we can discuss them, but I'm trying to get to حب. وعن ماله من أين اكتسبه. How did you gain your income? How did you gain your mal? وفيما أنفقه. Where did you spend your money? وعن حبنا أهل البيت. What did you do with the love of us, Ahl al-Bayt alayhim salam? I loved you to death. Chapter 42, verse 23. قُلْ لَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ أَجْرًا إِلَّا الْمَوَدَّةَ فِي الْقُرْبَى. Say, I do not ask, O Prophet, say, I do not ask you any reward for the 23 years of challenges and difficulties and the pain that Rasulullah said, مَا أُوذِيَ نَبِيٌّ مِثْلَ مَا أُوذِيت. No prophet was hurt the way I was hurt. 23 years. I don't want any reward except love of my near kin, my Ahl al-Bayt. Mawadda, hub. What is that hub? I love Ahl al-Bayt alayhim salam. Do I really love Ahl al-Bayt? What does that love mean? Man ahabbana, the commander of the faithful, Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, in the book that we introduced last night. What was the name of the book that we mentioned last night? Tuhaful Uqul. Thank you, brother. Tuhaful Uqul. In that book that inshallah we have downloaded it. If not, we have received it. If not, we are following up to get that book. Imam says, Man ahabbana falyamal bi'amalina. If you love us, do as what we do. Copy our action. What they did. Wasn't it all good? And they applied every teachings of Quran? Is there any evil in them? They applied Islam. What is Islam? 3 things. Put together becomes Islam. Number 1, Aqeedah. Aqeedah, unfortunately, I went to some of the schools, Sunday school of ours, Shia mosque. I go there, boys 13, 14, 15, girls 14, 15. I tell them, what's the usul ad-din? They say 5. I said, alhamdulillah, they know it. The first, tashahud, mashallah, they know it. Second, salah, what? Zakat, hajj, what is this? Because where did you learn your aqeedah? Well, I learned it from my history teacher in high school. We were reading Islam. We got to the 5 branches of Islam. We read this. Habibi, that's not our usul ad-din. Our aqeedah, usul ad-din, tawheed, adl, nabuwah, imamah, Qiyamah. Well, my aqidah, what is my aqidah? How much do I know? Can I prove to a disbeliever about God? Do I have that much evidence? I ask a person, individual, about 25-year-old, how do you prove to your son that God exists? He says, well, how did you come to this conclusion? He said, when I was young, my grandma used to tell me stories, bedtime stories. She told me God is one. So I believe God is one. I said, do you think your kid will accept this reasoning? That your grandma taught you that God is one? You're going to tell him that? In this day and age, that they're being brainwashed every day by the books that they're studying? Aqidah. So let me see my aqidah. Can I prove the prophethood of Rasulullah? Can I prove walai of Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam to a person who is not following Ali ibn Abi Talib? Can I prove it to him? How many books I have read in Tawheed? How many books I have read about prophethood? How many books I have read in the Aqidah of Walaya of Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam? How many bloods were shed for people, for you and I to be the followers of Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, and I'm just taking it lightly? Sheikh, what book to read? I'll give you another book. Peshawar Nights. Beautiful book. I argue, if a non-Shia, open-minded non-Shia reads Peshawar Night, he will become Shia. It's in English, it's in Farsi, it's in Arabic, it's online. Just put Peshawar Night, comes PDF, it's available. My aqidah. Adalah of Allah, how much I have read. Qiyamah, how much do I know of it? So that's first. Second, what makes us Islam is ahkam. Some culture within our faith, some communities, they don't know najasa and tahara and wudu. Person, I walked into the bathroom of one of the Husayniyas, 25-year-old young individual. He did wudu 180 degree wrong. I told him, sorry brother, this is not the way. He said, I've done for the past since I became baligh until now, this is the way I've done wudu. What should I do with that salah? I said, well, we can discuss that about that. But this is the way that you should do wudu. 25-year-old every day comes to masjid, doesn't know his wudu. He doesn't know his salah, his khums, his hajj, his zakat, his amr bil ma'roof, nahi anil munkar. So that's second. Third, akhlaq. Morality. إنما بعثت لأتمم مكارم الأخلاق. Rasulullah said, I was sent to perfect highest level of morality. Cursed cases of divorce that I get, unfortunately, daily basis, weekly basis. What is the problem? Akhlaq. Parental issues, akhlaq. Community issues, akhlaq. Every community that I have been, they have issues. Is they're not fighting over salah, they're not fighting over saum. The fight is because of akhlaq. He said this and I said this, and he said this and I said this. As I mentioned, dua makaram al-akhlaq. I discussed it for 2 months of Ramadan. I discussed it 60 nights. I am spent it on this one dua of Sahifa Sajjadiyya called Dua Makaram al-Akhlaq, interpretation of Dua Makaram al-Akhlaq, and I was not able to finish it. And I believe every non-Muslims, if they get to know what gems we have in this dua, how our relationship should be based on this dua, they will become Muslim by God. I swear to God. One of the phrases, he says, oh Allah, let me have the blessings. Anybody who gossiped me, to go and do nasiha to them. Advise them. When I hear somebody has gossiped behind my back, World War III begins. Anybody who gossips me, let me go and do advice him. Anybody who didn't give me at the time of need, let me give him at the time of his need. Read the lectures are available. Go read tonight. Makaram al-Akhlaq, Arabic, English, interpretation is all there. So Islam, Imam says, "Man ahabbana biqalbih, man ahabbana falyamal bi'amalina." Anybody who loves us, truly says loves us, falyamal bi'amalina. Let him do what we did. What did they do? Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba, what did he do? A person comes to Imam al-Baqir alayhi salam, and na'udhu billah, he tells him, you are Baqarah. Baqir, remove the alif, it becomes Baqarah. He tells Khalifatullah, on earth. He calls him Baqarah. Imam says, no, I'm Baqir. This is it. A person comes to the face that we know, we all, alhamdulillah, we grew up within the majority of Imam Hussein alayhi salam and Ahl Bayt alayhi salam. A person comes to Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba, to his face, he starts cursing Amir al-Mu'mineen, the commander of the faithful. Mushrik, he's a kafir, he should be beheaded. Imam told everybody, don't do anything. After he finished cursing Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, Imam says, well, it shows that you're a stranger. If you don't have food, we will give you food. If you don't have water, we will give you water. If you don't have clothes, we will clothe you. If you don't have a shelter, we will give you a shelter. If you don't have a ride, we will give you a ride. He said, sorry, I was brainwashed in Sham by Muawiyah. فَلْيَعْمَلْ بِعَمَلِنَا. If you love us as a husband, should I start a revolution tonight in the houses? Should I start fight as soon as we sit in the car until there? Please don't fight, at least in the car, so you make it home safely, and then inshallah let the fight begin. Amir al-Mu'mineen, there is a 1 page, the reward of the husband helping in the house. So the sisters won't hear it. Unfortunately, they heard. Sorry for you. 1 page, Rasulullah tells, he walks into the house, he sees Ali ibn Abi Talib, the commander of the faithful, Mard, sitting in his house next to Fatima al-Zahra. He has a tray in his hand and lentils. He's cleaning the lentils. You know, back in the days, in our back home, the lentils had some stuff in it that you had to clean the lentils and the rice. Imam Ali sitting and cleaning lentils. The commander of the faithful, Khalifatullah, helping in his house. And the husband says, me helping in the house? Me washing dishes? Astaghfirullah, na'udhu billah. Me vacuuming? فَلْيَعْمَلْ بِعَمَلِنَا. If you love us, مَنْ أَحَبَّنَا فَلْيَعْمَلْ بِعَمَلِنَا. Let me talk about the other side. Ahl al-Bayt have said, a husband comes to me and complains, again, these divorce cases, if I write my experiences with these divorce cases and family and marital issues that I have seen, the husband says, well, my wife doesn't pick one thing from here to put it there. She goes to work, she comes home, she's like, this is not my responsibility. I know it's not your responsibility, sisters. I know it. It's not wajib upon you, shar'i, to clean in the house. I know it. But the Imams of Ahl al-Bayt alayhim salam, this hadith are within our books. Imam says, if a woman picks one thing from one place and she puts it in another place, she wants the house to be looking good and clean. Because of this, Allah will look at her on the day of judgment with His mercy. And the one that Allah looks at her with the mercy, He will not punish her. Shouldn't that be enough reward for a sister to day and night to just clean the house? Or Rasulullah tells the person, a husband who helps his wife in the house vacuuming, the amount of hair that he has on his body, if he has sinned this much, Allah will remove all of it and He will cleanse him from his sin because of vacuuming the house. Man ahabbana, love. When you love someone, فَلْيَعْمَلْ بِعَمَلِنَا. Let him do what we did. وَلْيَتَجَلْبَبْ الْوَرَعِ. Let him wear piety. Let him wear piety and be pious, and let him be God-fearing person. You see what love does? It's not about only I love you, I love you, I love you. No, that love should be shown in something. I should do something with this love. It's not only saying I love you and I just move on. No, that love has price to pay. من أحبنا, another hadith also in تحف العقول. من أحبنا بقلبه وأعاننا بلسانه وقاتل معنا بيده فهو معنا في الجنة في درجتنا. Anybody who loves us with his heart, number one. وأعاننا بلسانه, and he aids us with his tongue. He goes everywhere and he talks to people about the virtues of Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib, about the morality, about akhlaq, about deen, he uses his tongue. It's not costing him anything. وقاتل معنا بيده, and he defends us and he fights with us with his hand. فهو معنا في الجنة في درجتنا. He is with us the same level that we are. Ahl al-Bayt alayhim as-salam. Love, aid, tongue, hand, physically, I'm going to be there. One level lower. وَمَنْ أَحَبَّنَا بِقَلْبِهِ. Anybody who loves us by his heart. وَلَمْ يُعْنَنَا. He doesn't help us with his tongue. وَلَمْ يُقَاتِلْ مَعَنَا. And he doesn't fight with us. with defending us. فَهُوَ أَسْفَلُ مِنْ ذَلِكَ بِدَرَجَةٍ. It's okay, even if you have our love in your heart, you don't aid us with your tongue, you don't aid us with your body and physically, you will be one lower level. ومن أحبنا بقلبه ولم يعنا بلسانه ولا بيده فهو معنا في الجنة. If you just have that love of Ahl al-Bayt alayhim salam in your heart, have that love, you will be in heaven. Maybe they just open the door of heaven, they just kick you in. It's okay, just be here by the door. Even that is love of Ahl al-Bayt alayhim salam. How much have I spent implanting the love of Ahl al-Bayt alayhim salam in my kids' hearts? How can we do it? How can I raise kids that love Ahl al-Bayt alayhim salam, that inshallah me and my children will be amongst the companions of Imam Mahdi? Say inshallah, I'll give you action plan. My family, my kids, they know. They keep counting days from one birthday of the Imam to another birthday of the Imam. When the birthday of the Imam comes, they know that at definitely birthday of the Imam, lunch or dinner, we're outside. They know definitely. Every birthday of the Imam, lunch outside or dinner. Restaurant, we go wherever restaurant you want. Even when we were here, they knew it. And the major ones, gifts. Open check. Let's go buy. 15th of Sha'ban, the birthday of Imam Mahdi. I want to buy him something. They wait. So they know from now, they know until 9th of Rabi'ah, the celebration of 9th of Rabi'ah, they know, they're waiting. They're giving me a list. 9th of Rabi'ah, we want this. Eid al-Ghadir comes, their list becomes bigger. Bigger things are waited for Eid al-Ghadir and 15th of Sha'ban. They wait for those days to come. That's how I raised them with the love of Ahl al-Bayt alayhim as-salam. When we find this love, hubb al-dunya, when we eradicate it, the love of Imam Ahl al-Bayt alayhim salam come into our hearts. Very important. Where do we see this love? That's like, how did I take this lesson from the lives of companions of Imam Hussein for us to become the companion of Imam Mahdi, inshallah? The night of Ashura, when Imam told them, I'm turning the lights, go. A person by the name of Sa'id bin Abdullah al-Hanafi, he stood. He said, Imam, look at the love. Companions of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, they loved Imam to the highest level. He says, La wallah yabna Rasulullah. By God, we won't leave you. La nukhalik abada. We will not leave you. حتى يعلم الله أننا قد حفظنا وصية رسول الله فيك. We want Allah to know that we kept the will of Rasulullah. والله لو علمت أني أقتل فيك ثم أحيي ثم أحرق حيا ثم أذرى في الهواء يفعل ذلك بي 70 مرة ما فارقتك حتى ألقي حمامي دونك. Oh Imam, by God, if they kill me and I die, then I come back alive. They burn me alive and they throw my ashes to the sky. And then I come back alive, and then they kill me, and then I come back alive, and then they burn me, and they throw my ashes, and then I come back alive, and then they kill me, and then I come back alive, and they burn me alive. 70 times this happens to me, I will not leave you alone. Isn't this love? Don't you see love in this? Burning alive, that's very, very difficult. Chopping head, khalas, you chop. You drag, whatever you do, one time. But burning alive, I know I'm gonna come back alive, I'm gonna be killed, come back alive, fire, burn, same thing, 70 times. I go again and fight against you, fighting, defending you, and I will not leave you. This is called love. This is the way that we should read the lives of Imams and then the companions of the Imam. And I have more examples. My time is finished. Love of Ahl al-Bayt alayhim salam. We have to see, how do we get this love? How do we increase this love? How do we enrich this love? Inshallah will be for tomorrow night. Then inshallah we will have practical lessons from the life of the companions of the Imam. How can we increase the love of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. So our heart burns with the love of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. That day and night we don't know anything but Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. We only see them. Why Ahlul Bayt, not Allah? Because Ahlul Bayt ad-da'i ila Allah. Ahlul Bayt take us to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We love Ahlul Bayt, we love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are Allah's Khalifatullah ala al-ard. By loving them, by obeying them, by sacrificing ourselves for them, we are sacrificing ourselves for the deen and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One of those people who had that much love in his heart was Muslim ibn Aqil. That Imam Hussein alayhi salam sent him to Kufa because they wrote him 18,000 letters that we are ready. Muslim ibn Aqil, Na'am Sayyidi, get on your horse, go pledge allegiance, go see if they are truthful in what they're saying, so I can come toward Kufa. Muslim ibn Aqil reaches Kufa. He reaches Kufa, he gets to the masjid, Imam orders him to go to the house of Mukhtar al-Thaqafi. He comes to Mukhtar al-Thaqafi's house. 18,000 people come and pledge allegiance with Muslim ibn Aqil. In that moment, when he hears Yazid, may Allah's curse be upon him, he hears this, he says, Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad, I've heard this thing is happening in Kufa. Leave Basra, he used to be the governor in Basra, go to Kufa. Do what you have to do. He reaches Kufa, Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad, he goes on top of the member, and he says, anybody who stays with Muslim ibn Aqil, his house demolished, family tortured, he's beheaded. Muslim ibn Aqil in the masjid, Salat al-Maghrib, people behind him. After Salat al-Maghrib, half of the people are gone. After Salat al-Isha, only a handful of people are sitting behind him. It is a very difficult moment. Just close your eyes and put yourself in the shoes of Muslim ibn Aqil. Put yourself in that position. 18,000 people pledge allegiance with you, and they wrote to Imam Hussein alayhi salam, you came, and the problem that burned Muslim ibn Aqil, the problem that brought harm to his chest, was that he wrote a letter to Imam Hussein alayhi salam that Imam, come, they are ready for you. This was so painful for Muslim ibn Aqil alayhi salam. He didn't care about himself. Whatever happens to me, I don't care. I am sacrificing myself for Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. But what brought pain to his heart was that he wrote a letter to Imam Hussein. Imam Hussein, come. He knew that when Imam Hussein comes, these people will not be loyal to him. These people will betray him. But at the night, he's walking within the alleys of Kufa, alone, lonely, abandoned. Thirsty, he sits by a house, outside someone's house by the bench. He sits and he was coughing. Suddenly somebody opens the door, a woman, a lady by the name of Taw'a. She comes and says, who you are sitting by my door? By God, you cannot sit by my door. She said, well, I'm an abandoned person. I have no one in this place. Who are you? I am Muslim ibn Aqil. She starts shedding tears. You are the representative of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. My life be sacrificed for you and Abu Abdullah Hussein. Come inside the house. She brings him a cup of water. She gives him some food. And she gives him a room to stay. How beautifully this lady, she played a role. Even though she was not in Karbala, she was not amongst the prisoners with Lady Zainab salamullah alayha, but this day we remember Taw'a, this lady, with what she did to Muslim ibn Aqil, representative of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. She gave him shelter, she gave him water, she comforted him. We remember Taw'a and Taw'a's position in heaven. Allah knows what reward Taw'a gets by doing this, by fulfilling her responsibility. The day that all the men, 18,000 men, abandoned Muslim ibn Aqil, this woman stood by Muslim ibn Aqil and she gave him shelter. While he was in his room praying night all the way until the morning, before Salat al-Subh, he takes a nap. He sees Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. He sees Rasulullah telling him, Muslim, the day is coming. You will inshallah meet us very, very soon. He gets up, he's crying, and he's praying praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the son of Taw'ah. This bastard walks in and he finds Muslim. He says, I'm going to go and tell Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad that Muslim ibn Aqil is in our house. His mother begs him, do not go to Muslim, do not go to Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad. He said, Ubaidullah has put a very big price for the head of Muslim ibn Aqil. He comes to tells Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad. Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad sends an army. Muslim ibn Aqil leaves with his sword and he fights a brave war against them by himself. He started getting injury after injury after injury. Somebody cuts his lips. He comes to they take him and they capture him and they bring him to the prison of Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad. He says, I'm really thirsty. Hey, I'm really thirsty. They bring him a cup of water. As soon as he was about to drink water, drops of blood from his lips fall into this bowl. They bring him another one. They bring him another one. He looks at the sky. He was the first person to be killed while thirsty. He says, Alhamdulillah, I want to be like my master because I know what's going to happen to my master. And these people, he said, before you kill me, I have two wills. Please, I have $700 I borrowed from some people. Sell my shield and my sword and pay them. And he said, please, I need someone to write a letter to Imam Hussein alayhi salam and tell him to not come to Kufa. These people will betray you. These people have their sword against you because they're afraid of their life. They take Ubaidullah, they take Muslim ibn Aqil on top of the palace, and while he's standing there facing toward Imam Hussein alayhi salam, he says, Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah, sallallahu alayk ya ibn Rasulillah. They behead him and they throw Muslim ibn Aqil from top of the palace. The news reaches Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Imam Hussein, she saw that Muslim ibn Aqil had a young daughter by the name of Hamida. Imam Hussein takes Hamida and he puts him on his lap and he started wiping the head of Hamida and he started kissing Hamida. She says, oh master, oh Imam, what is happening? The way that you treat me is as I have lost my father. Imam Hussein comforts her and told her, yes, I have received the news that your father has left us and he's in paradise. This is one young daughter receiving the news of her father passed away. Let our heart go to the Sham, to Kharaba to Sham. When Lady Ruqayya salamullah alayha, she kept telling Amma, I need my father, and she keeps comforting her. Lady Ruqayya, your father is in traveling. He inshallah will come soon. Ibn Ziyad and Yazid, they hear that a lady is crying, a girl is crying. They send the head of her father, Aba Abdullah al-Hussein, to her. ألا لعنة الله على القوم الظالمين فسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون والعاقبة للمتقين. Let us raise our hand as a time of acceptance of dua. As we have mentioned and we will mention every night, Imam Mahdi Ajalallah Ta'ala Faraj al-Sharif within a hadith have said, anytime that you shed tears for the tragedy of my grandfather Abu Abdullah al-Hussein and your heart breaks, raise your hand and do dua for Allah to hasten my reappearance, and I will do dua for you. So let us all raise our hand with our broken heart, asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to hasten the reappearance of our beloved Imam Mahdi Ajalallah Ta'ala Faraj al-Sharif. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allahumma kun li waliyika al-Hujjat ibn al-Hasan. Everybody. Louder في هذه وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. وإلى أرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات رحم الله من قرأ سورة المباركة الفاتحة مع الصلوات.